Gang. I had other ideas for my next YouTube video, but recent events and things have pushed me to where we are now. And let's talk about authenticity in streaming and content creation. Uh, Over recent weeks, several creators, large and small, have turned out to not be very good people. And I'm not going to name names, it's not that kind of video, but it's a topic that we always talk about. You see the tweets on streamer Twitter and whatnot about, always be your authentic self and be yourself and people will like you, which obviously, yes, you need to be yourself and, being authentic is important. But what does that really mean? You have to find a balance between being authentic and presenting yourself who you are and giving away too much of yourself. You do need some layer of privacy as a creator. There's some things you don't want to share. You don't want to tell people about the regularity to which you go to the bathroom. Not useful information unless you're talking about the bathroom and making an educational video about bowel movements. That's neither here nor there. But when we're talking about authenticity as a streamer, and this, I should put a disclaimer, this is not focused at people who do skits or are purposely portraying a character during their content. Whether it's, they make a persona and it's strictly for streaming and that's their bit, that's their whole act. That's different. It's, a form of entertainment. It's acting. Just like actors in movies and things like that, or making the skits that you see on TikTok and YouTube. That's a separate thing. But when it's just you streaming, whether it's chatting or with games, we all try to present our best self, which is normal. We do that in our everyday lives anyway. There are things we don't want to, share for whatever reason. But authenticity in terms of how you present yourself and how you talk to people is about, sharing your real opinions, your real thoughts. Not everything, but, being honest about the things that you believe in and the things that you talk about, the things that you know, the things that you like, not when people start getting inauthentic, it's when it comes down to, jumping on a popular opinion or, saying things that are out of character for you that you don't believe in, like trying to do things for likes or views and saying that you hate X book because a lot of people don't like it and you want to draw views from that. That's disingenuous. There's nothing authentic about that other than you're authentically trying to get more likes or more views. It's a completely different subject. So how do we do that? I mean, we all moderate certain things about ourselves, certain traits of our personality we don't want to share online or even in person. When I'm streaming sometimes, or especially when I'm making content for YouTube, I make an effort, usually, to moderate my language and try not to swear as much because, it's YouTube. We know they're cracking down on profanity. Module profanity! Sorry. And, that was horrible. Whatever. It stays in, we don't edit. We don't edit the vlogs, you know that. Where was I going with this? I don't know. Yes, I do. ADHD. We always try to be a version of ourselves that we want people to like. And that's human nature. It doesn't make you inauthentic, but, it's how you go about doing that, I'm not going to try when I'm in a really bad mood or I'm really depressed, I'm not going to make a content. I'm not going to make a video. I'm not going to try to stream and be all happy, smile, yay, let's go do the things, because that's not being authentic. When I'm having a crap day, I'm having a crap day. I'll say so on my socials because that's how I explain that I'm not streaming today or I'm not making a video today. But I'm not going to try to portray myself as a happy, let's do the things streamer while being completely miserable, because that's something I can't be. That kind of disingenuous person. I can't force myself to put on a show when I just want to curl up in bed and cry. Now, some people do, and that's their choice. But all too often we see really popular creators who people idolize or admire or who inspire us to do better things end up turning out to be crappy people. And that calls into question, well, how do we know that this person's being authentic? And how do we know that these people, smaller streamers, are friends? It makes it difficult to find the authenticity in people when you see reasons to doubt other people. So we kind of have to keep ourselves in check and look at our own selves and go, is this really who I am and what I believe in? And if it's not, maybe don't say it. Maybe don't post that video. You know, only you can judge whether you're being yourself or not. You know, and no matter what you do, people are going to interpret it however they interpret it. You're not responsible for what other people think of you other than by your actions. And if you do terrible things, people are going to think you're a terrible person. But if you're, you know, being your authentic self, fighting for what you believe in, and being honest in your thoughts, your opinions, and your reactions, people will recognize that and accept it. It may take time, and you may get lots of backlash, but it's important that you anchor your content in what you believe in and what you want to do. That's the only way to truly be authentic about the content you create, is that you're putting your honest opinions and thoughts behind it. Otherwise, it's just an act, and you know, if that's not what you're aiming for, that's where you run into issues. So I guess the whole point of this is that just because somebody's a really good creator doesn't mean they're a really good person. But at the same time, there's some really good folks out there creating content, and maybe not judge them based on the barometer of this creator turned out to be a complete skis bag. Doesn't mean the other guy that you're watching or the other person that you're watching, the other content that you're enjoying, doesn't mean they're not being real and honest in moments when it might seem otherwise. Use your common sense and, you know, be safe out there, my chums.